playoffs year in and year out, but we are a legitimate Super Bowl contender in any given season. That is easier said than done, but I think these two teams...
All right, we're just about set for... The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his third year in the league.
He's coming off a really nice 3-touchdown performance in last week's win, Mike. But outside of that one errant throw, he did a really nice job of protecting the ball and was seemingly in control the entire game. This defense all week, they talked about trying to bait him into making some mistakes, so he's got to be careful about falling into the trap. But if he does that, I tell you what, I really like their chances.
Here's 2nd and 6. Here's a first carry for their running back. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Punt team out, ready to send this one away. As this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They're led out by a man who plays college ball on Rocky Top. Greg, it is the rookie quarterback out of Tennessee.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he just looked indecisive. He didn't look like he was very comfortable operating within this system, and it led to a combination of poor throws and, frankly, a lot of bad decisions. I think he needs to stop just locking in on one guy. Let the offense unfold. Trust what the play caller and the game plan have established. I think if he can just operate the offense and not feel like it's all on his shoulders to create everything, I think it'll allow him to just take a little bit of a deep breath, let the game come to him, and have a lot more success than he did last week.
No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play. Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities, and for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line, and we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. A gain there of 24 yards. That's enough for a 1st down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
They'll go with a counter on first down, and he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Back to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
This one off the upright. He had the distance, but it's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Mike, I'll tell you, off his foot, I thought he had it the entire way. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and the ball kind of kicks in off the upright, but other times you don't. And in this case, the upright sent it right back.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. With that, I want to give you a look here at the receiving numbers for him from the game a week ago. Here's a 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. They get 24 on that one. And that will be a first down. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Here comes a return from the 3. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Now, faking the give. He'll get this out to the left flat. And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. but also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on third down, and give yourself a chance. Not the worst play call there. I actually like third down screen game, especially when you're anticipating some pressure, an over-aggressive defense who's selling out to get to the quarterback. In this case, not a lot of room to operate. They don't convert. Brings up fourth down.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. A toss left side caught by his running back. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll throw out of the gun. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Rush comes, they're setting up the screen. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 3-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Slot man in motion right. They'll look to throw again. Man is open, middle of the field. It is caught. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He'll go left side here and complete this one. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They bring their tight end right. Now they'll set up to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. His 2nd grab on this drive. Good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. Here's the toss as they look to run. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. Throwing now from the gun. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and Frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the visitors, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The home team's offense make their way out to take over once more. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a first down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down. A handoff as they try to run it here. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Up the middle they go. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And this turns out to be a nice return as he is out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense.
You're receiving yards by a wideout this year, currently ranked second in the NFL. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback. Well, not a great start to this drive offensively. You take the sack on first down, and you're thinking, all right, let's go to the ground game. Let's pick up some of the lost yardage. But then you take a loss again, and now it sets up third and real long.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's the punter now, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds, but the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Quick throw here is complete.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
No issues there. This one is good. And his guys are on the board. They cut the lead to 6-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he is on to kick it away. This is taken at the 25. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. He'll try and get there on the ground. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. He'll send a tight end in motion right. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. This team's offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first. That one intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we're at halftime here on Sunday Night Football. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports halftime report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. Next, we head off to check out another game. And as you see, they were losers earlier this afternoon. Michael Pratt, terrific in the win, and a much-needed win at that, as it is indeed their first on the year. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So now this team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the gun, here's a handoff. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. 1st and 10 now from the 36. This drive will start on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. They'll stick with him again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. Now, faking the give. Throwing right. It's taken in. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. And that is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
This one is good. He knocks it through. And his guys will cut the lead from 6 down to 3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Defensively, that's just a missed opportunity, Mike. Anytime you have 2 defenders in the area, and neither one of them is able to make a play on the ball. Yes, I know that the ball felt incomplete, but, man, you got to get your hands on that ball and take advantage. So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. They'll start out first down and 10. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
To the air now on first and 10. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll look to throw yet again. There's that man again. Another catch.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Now a give on the ground. No touchdowns for either side. Maybe we'll get our first here. It's 1st and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. So that pass interference in the end zone puts the pressure on the defense. It is 1st and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. A dive, and he's in! Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point. Up and good. And his guys have taken a 4-point advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. He'll turn and hand this one off. He's going to force his way for a yard or two, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. Got a man left side. It's caught. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Handoff here, up the middle, and that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. To the right side here, pass is caught, and they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
Second down and 8. Tight end on the move left. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Now a give up the middle. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Special teams on the field, ready for this punt. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone and a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. On second down, they run the counter. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. Here now, 3rd and 5. From out of the gun, he'll throw, and that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Throwing now from the gun. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Quick throw here is complete. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Back to the air one more time. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
To the ground, a first down run. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. Tight end going in motion here. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. They'll go again from the 3. It is 2nd and goal. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He knocks it through. And the visitors go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Putting the tight end in motion. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Big play coming up. This is third down. He'll look to throw. The ball comes out. It is picked up by the defense. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll motion a tight end right. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And this defense will take over following the turnover.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Now a handoff, running right. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. They send him right out of the slot. So second down, and they'll run it. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up at about the 42. They'll look to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They get 10 yards on the hook up there. That's enough for a first down. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It is second and a yard. They'll drop to throw. He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. They'll look to throw yet again. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. They pick up 17 through the air, and that will be a first down.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
They still have all 3 timeouts, and here we go with 1st and 10. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
We used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point is good, and his guys have taken a 4-point advantage. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This returnable from the 4. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical 3rd down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got 3rd and 4th down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
They'll look to throw again. He'll get this one to his safety valve, complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll throw out of the gun. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here. And there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Here we go. One final play. And this is going to be a touchdown. What a finish. They win it on the final play. So it's a win for our visitors. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. Have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.